let me just tell you a little bit about how I got here and why I decided soft skills was the key to preparing our kids for the futures. So I happen to be born into a family of 7 children, okay? 7, okay? 1 boy, 5 girls, and then my parents adopted a boy. They figured they weren't really good at making boys, they were gonna adopt a 7th boy. So we're a Puerto Rican family. My parents didn't get a chance to get much of an education. They didn't graduate from high school. However, they focused on education for us. And so what happens, they have a beautiful son who seems to be perfect, and then they have me, and like, I can't see much. There's something really weird about my eyes. And when my dad saw me, he cried. He cried. So he didn't imagine that I had any great future ahead of me, and it really shook him up. Then my sister Sandra was born, and then another one, Millie, my sister Millie Rivera, you might know, she too is blind. So there they go, 2. And then another one, Caroline, who's not blind but works with blind people in New Mexico. And finally, Suzanne was born. And Suzanne was not only blind, but she had significant and dramatic developmental disabilities. And today, my sister Suzanne is living in a group home and I am her guardian. So I believe that so much of my success, and my sister Millie, who you know, she's an attorney, so much of her success came from having Suzanne in our home. Because what happened there, in a home with 7 children and all these little kids, there was no pity party. There was no time for pity, right? We had to help Suzanne. We needed to feed her. We needed to bathe her. We needed to change her diaper. And that's what we're still doing today. This is how much she needs our support. And so I think that was really good because our parents really didn't coddle us. We had to do chores, lots of chores. I mean, it was a lot of chores. We'd come home from school, there was a work chart with little cards. And the cards each had a task we needed to do. And then we would all come home, run home, pick up our to-do list chart with our cards. And then we'd be like trading cards. Okay, I have a lot of homework today, so how about if I set the table and then you do the sweeping of the floor? I mean, we really like negotiated, making sure that we all had an equal number of cards with equal number of chores. So that taught us a lot about cleaning and carrying our fair share. And my parents were relentless. I mean, there was, again, no compromise. One time, I swept the floor, and my mom's like, do it again, it's not well done. I swept it a second time, and she says, do it again, it's not good enough. And at this point, you know, not only did I not see the floor, I'm just crying because I knew that I was giving it my very best effort. And yet I was not getting it, okay? I was not getting whatever it was that I was missing. And then finally, at the 4th time of sweeping, I got it, right? I got what she needed. And I was very hurt, and I was very grumpy, and I was very, you know, feeling sorry for myself, but no pity party from mom, nothing. However, you know what my parents didn't have? They didn't have a community like this. So I want to congratulate each of you for being here, parents, to be here alongside of other blind leaders and ordinary blind people, because here you are learning what's to expect from your children, what's possible, right? Because my parents didn't know any other blind people. They may have met one sort of a pathetic side blind person that wasn't living up to their potential, but they could only imagine what we could accomplish. So if my parents had known good blind people in their life, they would have known to tell my parents, to tell mom, have her sweep the floor barefoot. She will find everything she needs to find when she's sweeping, you know? And that would have saved us all a lot of tears. So you're in the right place, and I just want to encourage you to continue in the community, keep being here for one another and learning from one another, and keep showing us how we can be a better help to your children. It's super important that we have community, and that's what my parents didn't have. They had a lot of grit, a lot of discipline, and a lot of love, but they didn't have the resources.